Historical Commission, and they'll send it to the U.S. Department of the Interior. We've got to wait to get all their approval, and we don't have to do that. The worst thing that can happen is the state of Texas or the National Park Service will come to the fort and take the plaque off the wall. And they're not gonna do that because that would destroy the historical integrity of the wall, so to speak. Also, they'll go to Texas Historical Commission to ask Texas Historical Commission what they think about it. Well, who's Texas Historical Commission gonna call to know about Fort Belknap? They're gonna call me. Where we're putting the Cannon Pavilion out there is we don't have to worry about any, it's paved. It's a parking spot right there already, and that's where we're putting the Cannon Pavilion. So when it comes to archaeological issues or historical issues, we don't have to worry about that because it's already paved. Wheelchair accessibility, this place is put to where you can drive right next to it. You don't have to get out of your car to look at it. This has all been, and this is second time we've gone through this, and then I got this email the other day, and I was pretty hot when I got it, because it feels like we're just, and really, whenever we brought Komatsu on, the whole thing was for the shop, not the pavilion. We wanted that shop to have that historical facade on it. Now that we've got the property across the highway, I say we just build a shop without any across the highway. We don't have to worry about it on the footprint of the fort, and do away with. That's kind of my.
You know, the Cannon Pavilion, just looking at the plans, does not look like it'll be very expensive.
No.
I mean, it's concrete, 4 pieces of wood, a tin roof, and then some kind of makes it look.
Well, and if you look at the plans on that, it's kind of silly because they're going for the national park standards. You can make something look as historical as you want to, but you gotta put something in there that kind of makes it look modern, so the people who don't know that it's not old can realize, oh, that's different. But I wanna make it look as historical as possible. Obviously, with a concrete pad, it's not historical, but I mean, it's just kind of I don't know, I guess it's just more red tape. It's frustrating.
Well, they don't make it as complicated as they won't make it.
And I've had 3 bids to build this Cannon Pavilion 2-3 years ago before we went with Komatsu. Now I know prices of everything's changed, and I've got no problem calling those people, telling them to come back and, hey, let's look at this again and just move on.
But there's not a way just to add another 10 foot onto it, put your lawnmower in that same building.
Well, it's not a building. This
It's
is,
just a roof.
it's a,
Carport.
yeah, like,
Pole barn.
it's to keep, like the Cannon Pavilion is think of it as a display case. That way those cannons can always be on display unless we're using them.
But you wouldn't want one side to be enclosed to keep the weather from just blowing through it.
We've got siding, that canvas weather siding, drop down. It's kind of what we were talking about before.
Oh, you'd have something you could drop for when a
Drop
big
down
storm
when the weather,
comes.
when it's winter, when it's raining, you can drop down 2 sides of it, and then roll it back up whenever it's nice and sunny, days like that.
We wanna take it out for bids again?
We just take it out for bids and get at least 3 bids if we can. And go from there.
Absolutely.
Because we do have money in the budget for this, I believe, don't we? Or did we?
Hot tax money.
We have hot tax money, but didn't we also have money in the budget, or did we use that on the house?
We used it on the house.
We used it on the house, okay.
Yeah, we allotted 35,000 and then we spent it on the house.
This would be a good investment for the hot tax money.
It can be.
But did we spend some of last year's budget first? We didn't spend all this year's
We
budget.
may have spent last year on the house and we still have this
Yeah,
year, so
I still got this year.
I think so.
A statement of expense and sequence.
Yeah, but I think that's what we did, is
I
we,
think so.
at the very end, kind of, as we were doing budget, we said, let's get that house done, because we
Yeah.
weren't gonna get this other
Yeah.
stuff done.
Right,
Yeah.
you're right.
How much you think it's gonna cost, ballpark figure?
I couldn't tell you.
What size is it?
16 by 20.
Oh, you're not talking probably 8,000 maybe?
It's concrete pad with
concrete pad was only 6,000.
I'm about to say, great, that's gonna be expensive.
I'm talking
15.
about just the metal part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're probably talking 15,000, 16,000.
yeah.
Because there's not gonna be any pre-work, I mean, it's paved, it's flat, it's right there. The only reason I would say put a concrete pad is just to get it from whenever water, because it has a tendency to pull up there.
Yeah.
Just to raise it up a little bit to get it off of the ground, so that you don't have to worry about the wheels of those.
Well, the nice thing is, then you do it once and it's
It's
forever.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least forever for us.
But if it's built and designed where if you ever did want to cover it, you could fix it that way. You
Mhm.
could put signs on it, the garage door,
Yeah,
you know.
and then we can think about that shop being across the street.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's next year's budget.
Yeah,
If it's across the street, we don't need it to be all historical, and we can just put up a metal shop building.
That's what I'm thinking. You don't have to worry about it looking pretty inside the fort, it can be out there, just a metal building. And that's not Fort
It still
McCabe.
needs to look good though.
Well, yeah, but Fort McCabe is kind of the premier when it comes to a historical, what a historical fort looked like in the 1850s. And that's what they did, was they ended up getting property across the highway, Farm Market Road from them, and that's where they built their shop. And that's worked out for them, just,
which would be great, cause that'll be, I mean, that's gonna be a parking lot, that's gonna be, I mean, that's gonna be,
Extra.
yeah. It'll fit right in over there.
Do we have electricity over, pretty accessible for the shop?
there should be, because there's a house right
Yeah.
there, so shouldn't be electricity on that side of the highway.
On a flip, I mean, just kind of, this has to do with the Ford, but we did get that DA's vehicle, so, which means the old DA vehicle will probably be going to Fort Bell now. And so,
And we take bids on that, we'll pick up the heat.
yeah, but that needs to be its own agenda item.
Yeah.
But, we'll need to put that on there for,
Okay.
Did you go down to San Luis, went down to the drain?
Yeah,
I've checked the system braking on it and alarms.
it works.
It worked.
all right, so Jim's homework is to go get some bids. And then we can, once that's all done, we'll get you back on the agenda and talk
Awesome.
about getting that done.
Awesome.
It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Thank you so much.
All righty, thanks, Jim. Okay, so discuss and consider mechanical issues with the county fire apparatus operated by the Graham Fire Department. This is really just an informational item. They had an incident where the truck rolled out a week or so ago. It started leaking fluids. It's in the shop. It's out of commission for an undetermined amount of time. The cities, of course, they're always looking at kind of the worst case scenario. They say there's a chance that it could be there for a while, so the city is not available to go out on calls for a while because they don't have a vehicle. And they even said that if they can't get it up and running, they don't feel like in good faith they could renew our interlocal agreement. So,
Well, we
Now-
discussed spending that money on getting a new one, and if they don't want to do the interlocal agreement,
well, I think I think what they're saying is until we get the vehicle, then they, it's not that they don't want the interlocal agreement. They didn't feel like it was in good faith to be taking money from us if they can't respond to emergencies. But I reiterated that we had talked about putting money in our budget for next year to hopefully go buy a used vehicle somewhere. And who knows, this may get fixed quicker than,
Well, I've got faith it's not gonna be as big a deal as what they think.
yeah. Well, they're always looking at the worst case scenario, so.
And this is what the 24,000 fire contract pays for, because we paid them,
You did pay them already?
paid
Okay.
them last time, I think.
Okay. But yes. So that was just an update to everybody that the city of Graham really is kind of out right now till the vehicle gets fixed. Item number 9, discuss and consider permission for Bobby Sweatnum to dispose of fill dirt and brush moved from L.C. Young Road ditch line. Commissioner Cresswell, this is your item?
yeah, Bobby Sweatten called me, they removed their fence down the county line, north side of LC Young Road. And, while they had their fence out that way, it gave us the opportunity to clean the ditch line out where we got better drainage and just move that dirt inside his fence line. He had it dozed off, had everything ready to go. All we had to do was run down there with the blade and reshape the ditch and push it up, the dirt on into his pasture there.
Okay.
So, I make a motion to,
The grant permission?
yes.
All right, we have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Shook. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Item number 10, discuss and consider permission given from David Adam Furr to dispose of brush on his property. This is presented by Commissioner Rogers.
I cut some brush along the county road, instead of hauling it halfway across the county back to home. He allowed us to put it on on his property, right there next to the road. So he gave us permission, which is, we got a statement from him in the packet.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to accept this, permission slip.
I'll second.
David Allen Furr.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Rogers and a second from Commissioner Shook to donate brush to Mr. Furr. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Okay, this is a repeat from a previous meeting. Discuss and consider accepting the Ham RV Park plans, plat and permit for the Highway 640 Highway 67, and this is presented by Commissioner Shook.
Cody here with us
Cody.
today.
Yes, sir. I already have the plans. This is the original plat, so she asked to be blown up.
Okay.
We have the plan redone to show the septic. And the road as well. Yeah. So we.
Where's the 67 at? Where's
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the entrance.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this, we originally had them on the plans y'all had last meeting, had the septic down here, the time that we were down here, we labeled them. We got 1,500 holding, 1,750 treatment, and 1,500 pump. Basically, you asked at the road, I think the original had 30 foot, we actually have about 55 and 60.
Okay.
Well, it's actually.
Yeah, this is the entrance off the highway. There's actually buildings.
Right, on the separate.
So, me, I asked.
But right now, we just wanna do the 6. He's waiting to get this established and do it in phases. The mobile home will eventually go away, and that whole back part of the property will be 18 total, is what they're looking at. We don't have any questions.
Where's the
Okay.
coming straight off the 67?
Yes.
Get that other.
So you're 67, you come up the road here, and then the first 6 will be here on this side, back up to this property. This is like Brad's communication subcontractor. And like I said, the mobile home, the carport, all that will eventually go away.
Now, this is an established.
Yes, sir.
It's already here, rock and everything, you're just gonna keep this. Or make sponsor myself.
Wastewater. Wastewater.
Yes, sir.
Is it kind of been approved?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we're waiting, we're just waiting to have a meter upgrade with a first meter right now, I guess, sir.
You said that enough capacity to handle all that.
Yes, sir.
And where's all that system?
We have, Coy had a new 320 amp service put down here on this
What do they do?
fence line. So then there's an existing, service here that will eventually upgrade to another 320 amp service. So right now, we're feeding these 6 off of this location, and eventually we'll feed the center row off of this one, and then when we get ready to do the back face, we can split it here and here.
You got permission from Texas Dodge?
Yes, sir.
Highway?
It was already there, yes, sir. I believe this used to be Coy's equipment yard at some point.
So they were driving
Big trucks.
trucks through there.
And there's actually,
Yeah.
you could go all the way over here if you needed to. We have plenty of room.
Right on 67, before you get to the past 209 before you get to the veterinarian on the left.
Coming up the hill.
Yeah.
It's in a 30-foot road though, but you're saying it's wider than that.
Well, we have room to broaden the road if need be, yes, sir. It needs to be wider than 30.
That rules, it's 50.
Okay.
The rules.
The road itself needs to be 50, okay, well, that's not a problem.
He said there's plenty of room there, that's just the actual gravel is 30, but there's plenty of room to make it as wide as it needs to be.
So the gate opening also needs to be 50 foot?
Yeah, it's for emergency vehicles.
And they're gonna have trash service inside.
Yes, sir.
Probably already is, there's a home back there, so they've already got.
We have trap service already. So all we need to do is widen the road and the gate. Okay.
This map is,
And really, the rules states there's a number of mobile homes that we don't have to have permission to do, correct?
Right.
Under 10?
It's under 10 on that, but because this is gonna have 3 phases, then it needs to go ahead and get done.
Right.
We'll call that phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3.
this road has a name.
We'll have to have 911.
We'll have to have another one, okay?
Yes.
I'll leave that up to Coy.
And we need to have an okay from up there at Wichita Falls.
Doesn't the name have to be on this map before we can okay it?
Yes, yes.
Map needs to be 1 inch. 1 inch equals 200 foot.
I can have the scale changed.
But you gotta get that 911 address and that road name on the map to turn into, for the, put on record.
That's what we had to do with Ray Reeves, he came in, we approved his last meeting, because that was always waiting on him, and he had to get the road name approved, so once we get that, then we can.
So who does he go? He has to go through somebody when
You'll
you
go through,
911.
Vortex.
Okay.
You could go down here and talk to.
You have to get a name, that's not used, so talk to Harley down at 911 office first, once you establish the name, then you go to Wichita, get it okay through them, and then we approve it. Then we'll approve it one last time.
Name.
Be sure that when you do that, we're gonna have lines on it. All the commissioners, judge, to sign also.
Okay, on the map itself.
Yeah.
So do you, I mean, this is the original survey, but do you want me to have that all put on this one?
No, but these
It needs to be on that one, okay? And that scale needs to be changed?
I think it's 1 inch equals 200.
And shouldn't he also have the RV park on this?
Yes.
And he should also have that line on it.
I mean, it's kind of the same. I've got a.
It needs to be-
It needs to be.
So you want to put the actual spot in here? Put phase 1, phase 2,
Phase 1,
phase
phase
3.
2, phase 3.
Yeah.
And have it on there.
All included.
Yeah.
And then we shouldn't have no problem approving it.
Okay, right.
So let's be good.
Sure, put your responsible here, five different lines, so you can sign off on it.
Precinct 1, 2, 3, and 4.
And then judge, county judge.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Council Goodwin. Someone just a little too happy. All right, let's move to item number 12, which is discuss and consider an application permit to cross county road to construct a pipeline or utility for Medlin Chapel Road. This is Commissioner Shook's item.
Yeah, I got a call from the folks at Brazos. They're just gonna put some fiber optics. They have the plans here. Everything's marked out in red. They're boring everything, so they're not crossing any roads or trenching anything. It's all board lines, so I just make a motion to approve that permit from Brazos Southern.
We have a motion from Commissioner Shook. We have a second from Wiley. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Item number 13, discuss and consider an application permit to install an entry culvert in the county road right-of-way ditch line for Garvey Ranch Road. This is Commissioner Wiley's item.
got one landowner up there and put in an entrance there. It'll take two 30-foot by 24 arch. So he gets them in, I'll install them.
All right, and I assume that's a motion?
Yes, sir.
We have a motion for Commissioner Wiley. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Shook. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Item number 14, discuss and consider burn restrictions.
We've got stuff we're looking at here, well, yesterday the humidity was very low, like 18%. Dalhart, is it up to over 2,000 now?
So we were at high fire danger yesterday. I haven't got the report from TFS today for this following week. But the last 3 days was high fire danger.
Don't we have a chance of rain later this week, though?
We got some Wednesday and Friday.
So we've had a lot of fires, but they've been structure fires.
Structure fires.
We've had a lot of house fires for some reason.
Yes, only has been, what, 3 this month?
Yeah. No action?
No action.
Okay. All right, we'll take no action.
If you put something in the paper, have to be mindful when they go to burn to look at what the humidity is in the wind direction. Wednesday.
Item number 15, adjourn recess.
So move.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're done. For those that are interested, it's 9 o'clock, 9:30. We're gonna have Texas come in to look at the Johnson Cemetery.
I know you're not that old, so.
Vanessa will be there for see your training.
Yes, I'll come see her.
So little families, I think it was all either Pleasant Valley or something like that, that was close to that one. You ever heard of it?
Camera off yet?
But school closed in 41.
No, it looks like it's still going.
And City of Albany.
You're on the best behavior.
Has been into, Albany and used it as a storage unit. But the little church building continued to be out there. And it was on, you say that in your boundary is toward the west.
Rockford Road.
Rogers Road, it's on Rogers Road. And it's about, I found the location according to the survey maps, it's about maybe 2 or 3 miles down that road. Heading south. And there's virtually nothing there now. You can tell where there was some area that was branched out.
When's, how many weeks out till Crawfish and Cannon?
Just over 6,
On Rogers Road, that,
April 13th.
even though it's spelled
Well,
different.
oh,
I'm excited.
My dad's
This will be my first time.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about
South
this year.
Shelby
Yeah.
Road.
Gonna shoot cannon?
But just,
Oh, if they'll let me.
Well, yeah.
turn
Yeah,
out
that's never the-
you run it
You can
south.
My daughter, my oldest daughter,
About
just
2
turned
miles,
18,
and then
and she reminds
that
me,
little
it's
section there.
her turn. She finally gets to shoot.
So I think the most important thing, I think everybody in the county needs to understand that, you know, like when the Rangers win the World Series, they give the county judge a World Series ring. If Newcastle wins the state championship, I think the county judge should get a championship ring.
Well, I know that welcome back that is from, like, they won the match, and that way, they have a lot.
I think their viewership got low enough. They girls on the day.
Sheriff's Department, down at the county,
South side Baptist.
That's awesome.
so.
Yeah, so they consolidated the south
It
side.
was.
Some did there and some went with First Baptist. And there may have
But
been
they're,
another
and,
Little
I
Baptist.
mean, their first round,
Oh, is there an east side Baptist?
they're probably gonna, they got 2 games to play.
Maybe not. I think it was just south side.
One Thursday,
Thursday and then Saturday.
finals on Saturday.
Is the better team on Thursday or is it?
Saturday.
They are the better team.
They
Yeah,
closed
we,
them
we
because
got hurt, but they're
Right, but the toughest game's gonna be the second game.
So, we're number 2 in the states, the people that.
They,
Yes, he's number 1 in the states, but they have another game.
like 100 DUC.
Those 2 wins, Newcastle.
It'll be 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
And,
That's awesome.
and I kept
Turkey
looking
is
through the
Turkey.
records trying to
Takes
figure
forever.
out.
But they've had, you go back on
All the enterprise they had for the building.
it's always been.
And I contacted,
They've never had a team that's got.
Nancy Bachman,
So,
I think that's her last name.
throughout the
I
playoffs,
contacted
we were
her,
the
and she said
closest
she
margin
had
that we
faint
won by
memories
19
here in Bellman. And she said, I can tell you where I think the barn.
They are, even on their bad games.
I thought that Rogers Road, there might be some connection in there.
Yeah.
My dad,
Just-
my dad was
It's
born
amazing to
miles
watch them play.
west.
It's amazing what comes out of it.
Okay.
Program just in a short amount of
They
time.
always.
They bought in.
Oh, okay.
You don't see ego, you don't see, there's no,
Okay.
we want to win, so whoever can score, I think is the one that's getting the ball.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. We're gonna go out there Saturday.
Yeah, if you don't mind asking, they, that school had a nickname, and it was called Frog Holler. And I've got some, hey, Jim,
Good to see you.
I've
Thank you.
got some pictures of this school, with these kids on it, and it just says
Okay.
Frog Holler.
Sounds
And
good.
Awesome. I
they-
appreciate your help.
This is being.
Say hi to you.
Well, I knew that you have some of your soccer friends up in that area, but if you don't mind
Normal
asking,
fuel
I'd
moisture.
appreciate it.
What?
Normal fuel moisture. So, no high danger right now.
But that fire out there, it went from.
Thanks, Norman.
Oh, I mentioned this to y'all, I forgot about it while Mr. Hammond was making his presentation. I don't remember how many years ago this was, but when Judge Bullock was county commissioner, a county commissioner, I believe that, they needed new roofs at Belknap. And I think the court voted to, put those metal roofs on. And they didn't go to the historical commission, they didn't go to the Department of Interior, they just voted to put it on. And I believe, if you'll go back and look in your records, I believe the insurance company paid for those metal roofs because of the damage on those roofs. And so, I mean, I can tell you all this off the record, but I would just say that, I think Mr. Hammond is correct when he says that there's a lot of saber rattling with the Texas Historical Commission, but sometimes you can always go, oh, my bad. Because they're not gonna take that historical marker designation off. They're just gonna, because I do believe, I think you'd have to go back in those court records, to see if that was true, but I do remember because I was out of Fort when they were redoing those, and I think I asked Judge Bullock at the time, so did you talk to the Historical Commission? He said these needed to be replaced. And that's not besmirching him, I'm just saying that there's a lot of things that have gone on in the past as far as Fort Belknap is concerned where the Texas State Historical Commission wasn't even asked, they just did it. Just because sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission from those characters, because I would say that's not the only incident. If you're on the National Register, you're supposed to ask permission. Well, the Street House is on the National Registry, post office is, National Theater is, and they do things all the time without asking permission from the National Registry. And I think there's probably a good chance that technically you're supposed to ask the Texas State Historical Commission before you do anything on this building. I mean, technically, but I mean, you can look in the past and see if we've ever done stuff without, asking those people at once. But I never want to tell you that when you're rambling, you're so real. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye, thank you.
I guess we'll try to get over there.
Yesterday was 2,500 acres and 50%. I don't see an update for today.
Yeah.
Kind of drive around on it, make sure we.
Is it Dumas or Delaware?
Yeah.
It's
It's big, you can see it from
Level out anything.
Yeah.
all the way up north.
The only thing I could think of is they may need to put an entrance in between,
more
go through the
More
cemetery
counties.
road.
It's
and
good.
drive to get to our land.
Yeah,
Drive
so,
across the end property that we own, we gotta drive across.
so that's the road going to the cemetery, this is the highway, right?
Yeah, so
we
we
need to
own-
have an entrance.
Yeah, because we own this property, it looks like this, and then there's another property here, and then we own this property, so there's an entrance here. but there's no entrance here unless we came in and go across, and then he's not gonna like that, if we do that.
I'd say let's do it.
Okay. If we'll have to get a permit from the state, that takes a couple of weeks to get that.
Probably put in culverts, bulkheads and all that.
And then there's an old janky fence right here we need to take down.
Well, why don't you go ahead and start all that, and then we'll make that, we'll approve it.
Okay.
Cool.
Ooh, y'all voted?
That's it.
Wait until the day
Done
of.
all that.
You're a day of guy?
Mhm.
I always vote.
Make sure I don't change my mind.
What, just out of curiosity, why do you wait till election day?
Well, there's another forum tonight, I need to go here to the candidates again. You can't make a decision until you get all the facts.
To me, I'm like, I never know if something's gonna come up, like I get sick, or, I just get it done as quick as I can.
I'm the last second guy.
What is the rules on the 501c3 that supports candidates or supports things? What's the rules on that?
Like a pack?
You gotta do paperwork to make it pass.
I don't know, what are you getting at?
Well, we've got a local 501c3 that support one of the candidates.
Really?
It's been out in the Facebook page, yes,
Hmm.
Humane Society.
Can, like a business can't support a candidate?
I wouldn't
It has to be
think a
personal.
A 501c3 could be,
Especially when it's been
unless it's
supported by.
the county.
Well, then that's also a bad use of resources. If they're raising money. It's not really our problem to figure out. Thank
I'm
God.
just saying.
Thank God.
It's a small town election.
Yeah. I can't wait for the sheriff's thing to be over with. It's just, the whole thing's uncomfortable.
They had Fox News, Channel 6, the Humane Society, and somebody else down there that either Fox or Possum Saturday.
Oh, they had a big conference.
Yeah. And they spoke up.
Is that somebody calling in?
Telling you the cameras are still, cameras look at
It's at 4,012 acres right now.
Hello?
Double.
I don't, they're not showing the containment yet.
Hello, may I help you?
Yes.
So it sped up last night.
Yeah, it doubled overnight.
Yes.
They got pretty good wind up that way yesterday too.
It went from 600 something acres to over 2,000.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Just like that.
Yes.
Say something again?
Trying to use the, telephone number that the Young County Commissioners Court.
Yeah, you've reached it. Yes, this is it.
Okay. Now what do I do from here?
Well, unfortunately, the meeting's over now.
Yeah, I noticed that. Well, then I'll just have to do it in the future by going down there.
Yeah, you bet. So yeah, we start at 9:30. We're the second and fourth Monday of the month. So
So what you're telling me, let me make sure I understand. That I could use this line while the court is in session.
yes,
Okay, that's all I need to know at this time.
yeah, and but the easiest way, if you have something you want to talk about, is to be here in person. That way, 100% we will be able to get you. You know.
I understand, but now, actually, I just wanted to make a comment about how well they were running the building. I mean, the meeting.
Oh, okay.
So it was a positive comment.
Well, great. We like positive comments. We normally only get negative comments.
I understand that, but I can do those in person too.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay, I sure appreciate your help.
Thank you. Have a great day.
I will.
Bye-bye.
You gotta have a boy.
It works.
Your Highness.
It works.
That's the first time we've ever got a call on it.
Yeah.
First time we ever had a comment.
I'm glad it actually works.
We're gonna put them up to the table if we're gonna do nice comments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Put it on the.
Okay, what's your thoughts on the border down there? What's happening?
if that's still alive, and then I'll
Okay.
comment. Did you get have you done your play one yet?
No, it's for
Guarantee
Dan
you won't be if you
Delacruz,
let me
and
work on it.
I haven't had him in court, but
Yeah,
I
I'll
wait,
look
but
it
just
somewhere,
let it rip.
Can you look on and see if we're live still or not,
Yeah.
please?
Looks like the sheriff's department's vehicles are selling pretty good too on that Renee Bates.
Good. We're fixing to find that truck's still good on there or not.
You gonna put one on there?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
We were still on the line with him. Oh, can the DA can take her vehicle, right?
I tell you what I do, I go ahead and get some mats for the floor mats.
I can go over to Cornelius and get the windows tinted and put some mats in it.
Yeah, and put.
If it's gonna
lay
sit out
that-
there all
lay
the
that
time,
third
it needs
seat
the windows
down
tinted.
And get one of them big mats where they put their stuff on it. Yeah, and then when say.
You want me to do that?
You mind?
I don't mind.
That'd be great. We're on.
Oh, you're on?
It says live right there.
We're live, baby.
I'm not wasting my time with it.
Click on it, see if it's showing.
I'll get that done. Are the keys, you get the keys to them?
Yes.
So I'll get it,
All the keys to Sherry except the.
Call Harley.
Yeah.
so I'll get windows tinted, get the floor mats done. When they get it back from there, I'll drop it back off out there, and then I'll pick up the Ford pickup and take it to Jim.
Yeah.
And then I'll have
And then
temporary
you-
plates
you
on
need to Have a
it.
long conversation again.
What about the
Say
Tiffany?
Tim,
You have a what?
that's Cheryl, you need to have a long conversation with Jim.
Let's
I
have
know.
fun if it's Cheryl.
I know.
So we see it.
That's Cheryl.
Let's do a group photo and put it on.
Let's do a profile pic.
But, the plates for the 4-H van, they've got the stickers on the doors now. So we can put the tax exempt tags on there. Do they got them over here yet, or do
We
we?
got them right here.
Do you,
And did Penny tell you about the spare tire on it yet? That they would, she's still gonna have to take it all the way down there to
Take what?
the whole van.
Y'all gotta
and
tell me
everything.
when y'all are finished.
we did, we've been texting you.
That man
You gotta
texted
answer
me.